Hello everyone, Jai Hind to all. Welcome in Digital School of Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss a topic of automata, and the name of the topic is Mealy machine and Mealy machine. In this subject, we have to discuss how the Mealy machine is defined and how the Mealy machine is defined. After that, we have to discuss the conversion of Mealy machine into Mealy machine and Mealy machine into Mealy machine. This is the basic topic of automata, in which we have to discuss the numerical concepts of automata. Here, the outline contains definition of machine, that means Mealy machine, then definition of Mealy machine, then conversion of Mealy machine into Mealy machine. After that, we have to cover conversion of Mealy machine into Mealy machine. This is the basic four topic which is covered in the Mealy and Mealy machine. This is the definition of Mealy machine. Mealy machine are finite state machines with output value, and its output depend only on present state. This is the main point. If we have to design a machine and the output of the machine is only depend on present state, then the machine is called Mealy machine, in which it can be defined as Q, Q naught, sigma, O, delta and lambda, where Q is a finite set of states, that is also called set of internal states. Q naught is the initial state, and the initial state must be a single. Sigma is the input alphabet, in which we have to discuss how many number of inputs are given. It is given in the form of alphabets or in the form of 0 and 1. Next one is O. O is the output alphabets, and lambda is transition function which map like this. Q cross sigma implies Q. That means the left hand side of transition function is state and input, and the right hand side is only the state. And last one is lambda. Lambda is the output function which map Q implies O. Here we have to also discuss the function which is used to define a Mealy machine. That function is like this. If we take a function zt equal to lambda qt, this function is called Mealy machine function, because the output only depend on present state. There is no need of present input. We only defined output in terms of present state, then the function is called Mealy machine. Here we have to take an example in which we try to show how the Mealy machine is represented by using a transition diagram. This is the transition diagram. We have to also represent the Mealy machine by using transition function or transition table. But here we have to discuss only about transition diagram. This is the state Q naught, and this is the initial state, so we have to mark as entering arrow. This is the state Q1, this is state Q2, and this is the Q3, and this is the Q4. By using slash, we have to write 0. That means the output at state Q naught is 0. Here we have to write Q0. That means the output of state Q1 is 0. Here the output of state Q2 is 0, and here the output of state Q3 is 1. The output of state Q4 is 1. This is the diagram which show the basic transition of Mealy machine. Here we have to show only the state, next state. That means if we have to give input 0 at the state Q1, then the next state is also Q1 and the output is 0. In the definition, we also discuss the output is only depend on present state. So here there is no need of which is the input. We have take input 0 or 1. The output of function is defined only by a present state. If the present state is Q1, then output is 0. If the present state is Q2, the output is 0. And the state is Q3, output is 1. The state is Q4, output is 1. There is no need of present input. This is the transition of states when we have to give 1 at state Q3, the next state is Q2 and so on. This is the example which is show the movement of states. That means we have to process the given string by using this diagram. Now the next topic is Mealy machine. Mealy machine is a function or a machine which depend or which outputs depend on both. That means present state and input both. This output is depend upon present state plus present input. Then the machine is called Mealy machine. Mealy machine are also finite state machines with output value, and its output depends on the present state and current input. This is the two parameters on which the output function is depend. The first parameter is present state and the second parameter is current input. That means if we want to write Mealy machine function zt, then we have to write like this: zt equal to lambda qt comma xt. That means the output function zt depends on both qt as well as xt. Qt is the present state at time t and xt is the present input at time t. It can be defined as q, q naught, sigma, o, delta and lambda, same as Mealy machine. Here q is a finite set of states. It is same as in case of Mealy machine. Q naught is the initial state, sigma is the set of input alphabet, o is the output alphabet, delta is the transition function and lambda is the output function. Here we have to show the mapping of transition function and here is the mapping of lambda. In previous case, the lambda is only q implies output function, because in case of Mealy machine, the output function zt depends on only present state qt, but in case of Mealy machine, the output function is q cross sigma implies o. That means the output function zt depend on both present state as well as present input. This is the basic definition of Mealy machine. Now this is an example in which we show a transition diagram and the output for the corresponding inputs. We discussed in the definition the output function zt depend on both states as well as input. So here q naught the initial state. If we give input 0, then the output is 0 and the next state is q1. So in case of Mealy machine, the output is written with age, input slash output. But in case of Mealy machine, the output is written with state, output, etc. Here the input is 0, the output is 0, the next state is q1. In state q1, we have to give an input as 1, the output is 1 and the next state is q2. If we give input as 0 at state q2, the next state is Q1 and the output is 1. Here the output is 0, input is 1, and here the input is 1 and output is 0. This is the transition function which show the Mealy machine with output. Now, this is the function which is discussed earlier, is zt equal to lambda q2. This is the function for Mealy machine, and here this is the function zt equal to lambda qt xt. That means if a machine is a Mealy machine, then output is depend on both present state as well as present input, and if the machine is Mealy machine, then output depend only on present state. This is the main transition function of, that is also called output function of Mealy and Mealy machine. Now we have to consider an example in which we have to convert a Mealy machine into Mealy machine. First, the given question in the form of Mealy machine, and we have to convert into Mealy machine. In the Mealy machine, we have to also discuss the Mealy machine output depend on both input as well as present state. So, for the both input 0, the output is this, and input 1, the output is this. It is according to present state and input. If the present state is Q0, input is 0, the next state is Q1 and the output is 0. This is the diagram of Mealy machine, in which there are two columns of next state, one for 0 and one for 1, and there are two columns of output, one for 0 and one for 1. We want to convert this Mealy machine into Mealy machine, but Mealy machine only depend on present state. There is no dependency on present input, hence we have to remove the we have to convert the two output in a single output, and that output is only depend on present state. We have to check for the present state there are only one output. How we have to convert the given Mealy machine into Mealy machine? We have check the output of the given input. Now here the state is Q1, we have to check only next state. Here the state is Q1, output is 0, there is no problem. Here the state is Q1, the output is 0, no problem. Here the state is Q1, the output is 1. That means a single state Q1, 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 there are two output, one is 0 and next one is 1. So we have to split state Q1 into two state. One is Q1 0 for 0 output and one is Q1 1 for 1 output. That means state Q1 is split into two state, Q1 0 for 0 output and Q1 1 for 1 output. Now we have to check state Q2. Q2 output 0, no problem. Q2 output 1. This is also for state Q2. There are two outputs. So we have to split state Q2 also in two parts. First Q2 0 for 0 output and second Q2 1 for 1 output. Now here the next state is Q2, the output is 0, no problem. We have already split state Q2. There are only two outputs 0 and 1, so we have to split state Q1 into two parts. If there are more than one output, more than two output, then we have to split the age according to the given number of output. Now we have to make a next table. The format of table is present state, next state for 0 and next state for 1 and one column for output. Here we have to show the format of next table. In this table we have to take format of Mealy machine. because the question is conversion of Mealy machine into Murray machine. So we have to keep in mind that the final table is in the form of Murray machine. And in the case of Murray machine, present state, first column, second column for 0 input, and third column is for input 1. And there is only one column for output. Here the output. Now we have to write states. First we have to write state in present state. In previous case, there is no change in Q0, so we have to write Q0 as it is. Q1 change into Q01 and Q10 and Q11, because in case of Q1 there are two output, here 0, here is 0, but here the output of Q1 is 1. So we have to split the state Q1 in two parts, Q10 and Q11. So we have to make an entry of Q01 and Q11. Okay. Now the output for Q2 is also two outputs, Q2 output 1 and Q2 output 0 or Q2 output 0. So we have to also split Q2 in two parts, Q2 0 and Q2 1. So we have to make two entry also, Q2 0 and Q2 1. This is the format of Murray machine. Now next state is also fixed. There is no change in next state. We have to copy with previous state. For input 0, the next state is this. Here Q1 and the output is 0. So we have to write here Q1 0. Okay. Now here Q1 is finished and here Q2 and the output is 0. So we have to write Q2 0. Now for state Q1 0, we have to take the entry of Q1. We have to copy the row of Q1, but taking in the mind, keep in the mind the state which is Q1 or Q2 is split in two parts according to output. Here the Q1 and the output is 0, then we have to make entry here Q1 0. Here Q2 and the output is 1, so we have to make entry here Q2 1. By this way, we have to make a table like this: Q10, Q20, Q10, Q21, Q10, Q21, Q11, Q11, and Q20, Q20. This is the table according to this entry. We also, now we have to write the output of the table. How we have to write the output? You check Q0 and go in previous table. What is the output of Q0? This is decided by this table. What is the output of Q0? We have to check the next state in Q0. If the output of Q0 is 0, then we have to write here 0. Then what is the output of Q10? We have to go in previous case, and if we compare the output of Q10 is, the output of Q10 is, we have to split this state, and in this case Q0 the output is 0, so we have to write here 0. The output of Q11 is 1, so we have to write here 1. The output of Q20 is 0, so here we have to write 0, and the output of Q21 is 1, so we have to write here 1. We don't check the next state, we have to check present state and output. We have to check present state and write output. You have to check present state and write output. In case of age state splitting, the next entry is output. So there is no need to go in previous table. We have to write this as a output. Here 0, here 1, here 0, and here is 1. This is the method which convert a Mealy machine into Murray machine. And this is the format of Murray machine, in which present state, next state for input 0, and next state for input 1, and the one column for output. This is the final answer of Murray machine. Now, the next topic is conversion of Murray machine into Mealy machine. In this case, the given question in the form of Murray machine. That means present state, next state for input 0, and next state for input 1, and one column for output. How we have to convert the given Murray machine into Mealy machine? Keep in mind the format of Mealy machine. In case of Mealy machine, the output is depend on both present state as well as present input. So there is two column for output. First, we have to make the table in the format of Mealy machine. Sorry. The table of Mealy machine is, this is the present state. There is no change in present state. Q0, Q10, Q11, Q20, Q21. And this is the table which is converted into a previous question, in which we have to convert Mealy machine into Murray machine. Here, that same question is converted into Mealy machine. We have to make entry of present state as usual, Q0, Q10, Q11, Q20, and Q21. There is no change of state, present state. And there is also no change of next state for input 0. We have to copy the same state Q10, Q11, Q10, Q10, Q11, Q11. We have to copy same state here Q10, Q10, Q11, Q20, and Q21. This is the same, Q11 and Q11. This is the same as previous. Now, we don't write here the output right now. We have to write the next state for input 1. The next state for input 1 is same as the previous state. We have to write same state Q20, Q21, Q20, Q21, then Q21, Q20, Q20, Q21, Q20, and Q20. Now, what is the output of this table? We have to check output according to the present state as well as present input. Here, the state is Q10 and the input is 0. So, we have to write, check the present state is Q10 and what is the corresponding output of this Q10. The output is 0. So, we have to write here 0. Here, the state is Q10. Then what is the output of this Q10? We have to go in previous table and check the output of Q10 in present state. The present state, according to present state, the output is 0. So, we have to also write here 0. Here also 0. Here Q11, go in previous table and check what is the output of Q11. The output of Q11 is 1. We have to check only by present state. So, we have to write here 1 and here is also 1. Same output written here for this 0, for this 1, for this 1, for this 0, for this 0. We have to check output with previous table. This is the final entries of next state and here the next state. For input 0, this is for input 0 and this is for input 1. We saw in previous table Now we have to fill the output this. This is the output according to present state of first table 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Here 0, 1, 1, 0 and 0. This is the output written in Mealy machine. Now there is a little conversion in this table. This is not original Mealy machine because some states and the next state is same. For example, if we want to compare Q10 and Q11, here Q10, here is also Q10, output 0, output 0, next state Q11, Q21, next state Q21, output 1 and output 1. So we have to combine this Q01 and Q11 to form a single state Q10 or Q1. As your wish, we have to write Q10, Q11 like Q10 or Q1. Because the next state to be same, the output to be same, the next state for one is also same and the output is also same. So we have to combine this state. Same condition for Q0, Q20 and Q21. The next state is Q11, Q11. The output is 1, 1. The next state Q20, Q20 and the output is 0, 0. So we have to combine this Q20, Q21 in a single state Q20 or Q2. We have to write any. That is your choice. We have to write Q20 or Q2. Here we have to write Q10 or Q1. That depends on you. So by combining this state, we have to write or construct our next table, and that is this. Q0, there is no change in Q0. So we have to write like this: Q0, Q10, 0, Q20, Q0, and here we have to write Q10, Q10 output 0, Q21 output 1, Q20, Q11 output 1, Q20 output 0. If we convert by combining the state as Q1, then we have to write Q10 as a Q1 or Q11 as a Q1 and Q20 as a Q2 and Q21 is also written like Q2. This is original table of Mealy machine, in which present state, next state, output, next state for 0 and output, and here next state for 1 and output. This is the main diagram or table which is converted into the Mealy machine. So you must be focused on the format of the table. If you clear about the format of and definition of the Mealy and Murray machine, you have to draw easily the given or corresponding table. And then we have to convert the format of the machine, because Mealy machine depend on both present state as well as input, and Murray machine depend on only present state. So the format of table is different in different case, and the output, the method to write the output is different. In case of Mealy machine, there is no need to worry about the output. We have to go to previous table and check the output for present state, and then we have to write for output for that next state, and so on. This is the whole about Mealy and Murray machine. If any doubt, you can comment in comment box. Thank you. Thank you so much.